Welcome to the Unbounded podcast series, where we help you attain new levels of performance and well-being by learning about the human mind.
The Pragma Group is a leading UK-based performance consultancy. We work with executives, teams and organisations. And at the heart of our work is our teaching about the human mind. Because when we teach people about the human mind, it enables them to have epiphanies, moments of great insight and revelation. And it's this insight and revelation that enables individuals and teams to transform how they work together. And that can flow into all areas of their life and work and cause extraordinary results. We teach about the mind because we consider it so fundamental. How is it that sometimes we can be amazing, alive, excited, inspired, self-expressed, coming up with great ideas, like on the top of our game, and the very next moment or the next day or the next month, we hit a bad patch, and before we know it, how is it then we can be the opposite? We can be so demotivated or so lacking confidence or so tired or so scared or so overwhelmed by frustration or anger and exhibiting behaviours that we really wouldn't want to be exhibiting. How can human performance change so radically? And for us, this is so fundamental because it impacts performance so dramatically that we need to explore it and learn about it. Now, if we look at the sporting world, sport has sort of caught on to this. Over the last 20 or 30 years, they've realised and embraced the fact that the difference between good performance and winning and being absolutely the best they can possibly be, the primary difference is psychological. And yet, if you think about our entire education system and our teaching system, well, we go to school and to university and to other courses and learn about all sorts of other things. We learn skills and knowledge and techniques. But the one thing that really seems to be missing is a teaching about the mind to enable us to be this optimum state more easily, more often.
And so in trying to answer that question, why is it on one day it can really look and feel like everything is just flowing, and on another day it can feel quite the opposite? Generally, what we see is that people are inclined to look to circumstances, situations, and indeed other people that are around them in order to find reasons for that variability in their experience. In the work that we do, the teaching that we do around the nature of the mind and how it works, what we're really doing is exploring with people some foundational, fundamental principles that describe the very essence of who we are as human beings and how our psychology functions. And not at the level of needing to apply tools, techniques, and strategies to manage or control our thinking, or how we feel, but much rather looking foundationally at the true cause of the creation of anything that we experience as human beings in any moment.
So for many decades, people have known the impact that the mind has. And we realise it's producing lots of noise and we don't want it to. And the more that we understand how it works in any moment, the less noise it produces anyway. The more it works, producing effectiveness and power and clarity. So the mind is so fundamental because it impacts everything. It impacts how creative we are. It impacts how well we get on with other people. It impacts how we work in teams. It impacts how we deal with stressful situations. It impacts our confidence. It impacts everything, a whole experience of life. So we invite you to listen to this series of podcasts that we've created.
To find out more about our work with individuals, teams and organisations, please visit www.thepragmagroup.com, or if you'd like to connect, email us at info@thepragmagroup.com.